You are energy experiencing life through a human flesh shell vessel. You are information inside of the metamorphic matrix. The metamorphic matrix, or hollow movement, is a system inside of a system inside of a system, and each system is a symptom of the whole hollow movement system. All things are passing through the simultaneous interconnected happening. The medium is the message, and each message is one medium inside this information loop. Now, let's look at dimensional entanglement, because the quantum world is a field or system, not some kind of end-all be-all interpretation of each thing in itself. And each system, the electromagnetic spectrum, cellular field, atoms, particles, etc., is a symptom of the whole system. The whole system may be the known properties we've abstracted from the mind-matter interface or experience. Therefore, the individual parts are side effects of being. You may say photons have observable properties, and bosons statistically manipulate things, but I would call it observable side effects instead of observable properties. Due to the nature of colliding information fields, the photon wouldn't be a photon without its media or transportation field. Knowledge must know its ledge.
Nothing's boy now climbs the spirals of his light. His tick-tock muscle measures in its closed circle. His blood's unfree flowing. Ups will bring him down to the clouds of zero.
Because everything comes from the relative translation of kaleidoscopic awareness. We extrapolate and cross-reference local sensation in order to comprehend non-local phenomena. In other words, individuality may be an abstraction or side effect of cognition that humans intellectually and instinctively rely upon in order to survive in an indifferent world filled with non-human happenings. See, we artificially fragment experience due to the nature of the human bias. Even our words are compressed visual symbols that typify experience so we may classify and rearrange the known material world in our image. So why would our thoughts be any different? Your genetic, mental, emotional reaction centers, which make up your chemical composure, are in a state of constant interplay with the system that perpetually evolves. How can anything hold a fixed perspective when the fourth dimension overshadows static containers? Like the river, you are flowing in and out of a dynamic field of interactive resonance, yet you are not separate from the motion of the river. For this is self-evident and can be observed through the passage of time and entropy of being. Your individuality is predestined to fold back into the river, because individuality is an abstraction or evolutionary tactic, or side effect, used to guarantee the enigmatic rhythm of everything in existence. We should think about our mortality and malleability, because we are finite expressions of the infinite process. For humans, conclusions tend to be coping strategies. Space is not empty, and you are one system inside of many systems, and like water, you are shaped by each medium.
I wanted flesh and blood, skin and bones, a multi-dimensional universal home. I wanted space and time, up and down,
Individuality and all extensions of the human bias must be abstracted from the environment. All forms of information condition your response. You are not an independent entity. As we communicate, we are programming, encoding, decoding a small portion of the known universe due to the nature of our human bias and ignorance. Alas, the universe is naturally unified and superficially divided. Archetypes, metaphors, mythos, etc. transform into quantitative and qualitative probabilities through rigorous analysis or science. We rearrange material reality in our image through conscious extension of human cognition. We transform chaos into habitable cosmos. All human stories are derived from the human bias. We invent our purpose and extract meaningful information through self-correlation. Of course, natural selection is a form of causal determinism. Luckily, humans can perform intelligent selection, so we may intelligently guide our evolution, but we are ultimately distorting the environment by intelligently selecting or inventing human purpose. See, when we extend human reason, we abstract our environment. Observable patterns of perception, like evolution, stem from the ebb and flow of the fourth dimension. As the fourth dimension interconnects with all dimensional folds, because each system is a symptom of the entire unified system, the fourth dimension is one system of relative yet sequential/linear happening, and it shapes each interconnected entity, giving form or the appearance of physical form to all things in the materium. We must interface with the fourth dimension because we co-create the fourth dimension to organize its happening. Thus, our discoveries seem to follow a step-by-step building block blueprint. We are mimicking the fourth dimension because we are forced to obey its time-space continuum. Consciousness, spirit, soul, essence, divine spark tend to be words created by humans so we can capture, hold, or organize the concept of the energy which motivates all things inside the materium. Let us not get mixed up because of etymology. The energy that ignites the fourth dimension is one all at once happening or singularity in the now, conveys each resonant interval, giving us the illusion of the fourth dimension. Without this enigmatic energy, we wouldn't live in a feedback loop of information, which we label as the fourth dimension. Furthermore, cognizant patterns of perception, like the quantum field, wouldn't be accessible without our mind-matter interface or feedback loop. Being and its byproduct, reality, appear before us as side effects. We are not exclusive systems or isolated perpetual motion schemes. We are part of the now, in a state of active interplay with the now, and everything must be in a state of perpetual evolution. Now, if consciousness is the energy behind the appearance of our biological materium, which is in a state of simultaneous happening, wouldn't the brain and its cognition be the side effect of being, due to the nature of the materium and its information loop? How can you think, and therefore believe, in thoughts without the illusion of being and its all-at-once interconnected happening?